thank you very much for joining. What's your name?
Badrinath.
Badrinath Vasudev. Oh, you from Singapore?
Studying here.
Studying here. You're from India. Which part of India? Tamil.
Tamil.
Oh, Tamil. Huh? What you study?
SI diploma. Doing diploma now.
Diploma. In what school? SI. Oh, SI. University. How long already here?
I'm here for 10 years.
10 years. You've been to our temple?
So first time here.
So today is the first time. How do you how do you know about us?
I've been following Krishna for past 4 years. So I tried to find his God temple somewhere. Then finally I found it.
But you've been here for 10 years.
Yeah. I've been following Krishna for 4 years. For past 4 years.
How do you follow?
I read Bhagavad Gita. I watch movies of Krishna. And I start writing songs for Krishna. And whatever that's related to Krishna, just watch and listen. And I keep talking about Krishna to others.
But you have no devotee association. You did not associate with any devotee?
Krishna only.
No devotee association.
I have few, but they have listened to me only. So they are not that much to him. I have to tell them on the Upanyasams and content from God Krishna.
How old are you now?
23 this year.
23. So good, you have come here. Somehow or other Krishna has brought you here. So you have any questions?
My question to him is always like, what is it to be like Krishna?
Huh?
What is it to be like Krishna? Because last year I played a drama and I played as Krishna. I was acting as Krishna last year. It is crazy actually.
You're acting like Krishna.
I was acting as Krishna in a stage show.
Stage show. Which drama is that?
So it was Mahabharata. It was based on Mahabharata. I was given two characters, Krishna and Yudhishthira. When I played Krishna, my director wanted a different Krishna, and I knew a different Krishna. So apparently, I couldn't fulfill my director's point of view because he thinks Krishna is a very action guy. Because he was very young when he started fighting for Dharma and when he started preparing for Mahabharata war. When I read Mahabharata, I think he was starting to prepare for war since he killed Kamsa. Because that day he was ready, that Dracula is going to come on, start to hunt him, he got to defeat him. After finishing Sandipani's classes, he started fighting Jarasandha for 17 times. So his preparation for Mahabharata war started when he was 14 or 15. So my director thinks that Krishna is a guy who's lot of action. He can be aggressive also. He's just like Rama, but just that people like to think in a very soft way. When I portray Krishna as a soft guy, can use some mic. Okay. So when I portrayed Krishna as a very soft guy, as a very timid guy, he said, "No, this is not Krishna. This is Krishna that devotees like. I want Krishna as he is. Krishna is a guy who is greater than Rama."
You must understand one thing.
Yeah.
You cannot try to imagine Krishna,
Yes.
Either you imagine your direct. This is not the way.
True.
To understand Krishna, you can only do it if you go through a devotee.
Yes.
Understand? Without having a guru, you cannot fantasize,
True.
You cannot do by your imagination.
True.
You follow? That's not how Krishna is. Krishna is God. Understand? You cannot try to become God. That's not possible.
Yes.
Understand?
Yes.
You can only become a servant of God.
Yes.
You understand this point? That's why in the Bhagavad Gita in 4:3, you can see here in this verse, Krishna is speaking. See that?
Okay. You can read it. Sorry, you can read it. That very ancient science of the relationship with the Supreme is today told by me to you, because you are my devotee as well as my friend, and can therefore understand the transcendental mystery of this science.
So if you want to understand Krishna, you must first become his devotee and his friend. Understand? There's a big difference between God and us. You understand?
Yes.
See, Arjuna asked this question. You say you spoke to the sun god many 400 million years ago. But you and I, we are born yesterday.
Yeah.
That how is it that you want me to understand that you spoke this thing? You follow?
Yes.
Boy, can you go? Hello, 5, 4, 5. See, Krishna is saying, Arjuna is asking this question. How is it possible? Huh? So Krishna is saying here. Can you read this?
The personality of Godhead said, "Many, many births, both you and I have passed. I can remember all of them, but you cannot. O subduer of the enemy."
So there's a difference between God, Krishna, and you and me.
Yes.
He remembers everything because he's God. But you can't even know what you did yesterday this time.
Yes.
Yeah?
True enough.
So that means our position is subordinate. We are not in any way we can be equal to God or become God. That's not possible. You follow?
Yes.
So Jivere Swarupa Hoy, Krishna in Nityadas. We are eternally servant of God. We cannot become God. That's not possible. In fact, Krishna says again here, 15, 15:7. Hello, 15:7. You see? You see here?
The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which include the mind.
You understand? You are struggling. I am also struggling. Yes.
Yes.
And we can become God. The finger is part of my body. Can the finger be my whole body?
No.
Right? Same way, we are part of Krishna. We cannot become whole. That's not possible. You follow?
Yes.
So right now, since you are now learning, you have to learn how to become a servant of Krishna through the devotee of Krishna. So you need to have a spiritual master. Without guru, there's no way you can go to God. It's not possible. Understand? Right
Yes.
now, it's all based on your mental perception, is it not? And your mental perception has got 4 defects. 7107 RD. You understand? So these 4 defects, you see,
The material defects of mistakes, illusions, cheating, and sensory inefficiency do not exist in the worlds of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
you see that? So we have rather all these problems.
Yes.
How are we going to understand about God? That's not possible. Unless you become a liberated person, then yes, you can understand God. You follow?
Yes.
So now you have to learn how to come to the liberated platform. You follow? Huh? So to do that, your hands are tight now. Can you untie your hand? Someone must help you, is it not?
Yes.
Yeah,
True.
correct. So that someone is a person who is a liberated soul. That's why Krishna says here in 434, you go to a liberated soul and learn. That means a guru who is, you know,
Just try to learn the truth by approaching the spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, and render service unto him. The self realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth.
yes, you understand? That's how you can go to Krishna. You cannot go the way you're doing. It's not possible. That's not. No. Understand? So you must go through the process. Not that we are invented. This process is explained by the Lord Himself. Then you will make progress spiritually. Then you learn how to become a devotee. You cannot become a devotee by speculating. You can only become a devotee by learning from another devotee. Go 11, 22, 10.
Because a person who has been covered by ignorance since time immemorial is not capable of effecting his own self realization. There must be some other personality who is the factual knowledge of the absolute truth and can impart this knowledge to him.
So that because he has been in this, as we say, Maya for time immemorial, that means you have been in ignorance. So you cannot know what to do, what not to do. There must be some other personality who is in factual knowledge of the absolute can impart this knowledge to you. So you, in other words, go to a guru, and the guru can teach you how to come out and go to Krishna. You cannot do it on your own. That's not possible. You understand? Huh? So the recommendation is that now you have come here and you learn. Yes, what to do, how to do. You can question. First thing is surrender. Pranipata means surrender. And then pariprasna means you inquire submissively. And then you do, not that you don't, you have to do some service. Correct? Three things are involved. Surrender, submissively inquiry, and service. Do some work, something for Krishna. That's how you make progress. Otherwise, it's all speculative. Right? Understand? Tomorrow you come here and say, Prabhu, I found another person I like. Then all this Krishna business out. Correct? The mind is like that, always accepting and rejecting. That's the role of the mind. And you cannot go to God, with a speculative mind. It's not possible. You have to purify your mind. And that Krishna explained, unless you think of me all the time, you cannot purify your mind. Understand? The mind thinking of, can you go? 6 5 6 5 right below purport. Eh? Bhagavad Gita. Where are you going? Bhagavad Gita 6 5. Right at the end, purport. See that? Can you read this for man?
For man, mind is the cause of bondage and mind is the cause of liberation. Mind absorbed in sense objects is the cause of bondage, and mind detached from sense objects is the cause of liberation.
See that? So the mind can either be your friend or your worst enemy. You follow? And if you keep your mind in trying to enjoy the senses, then your mind becomes worst enemy. You follow? So how to train the mind to become free? That you have to have the help of a guru. Otherwise you cannot do. Difficult. Impossible actually. Huh? It's not possible. You cannot do the spiritual life your way. Not possible. Because the mind is very expert in tricking you. Is it not? Yes or no?
Yes.
So you see here. So therefore we have to learn how to take shelter of a very strong person who is not implicated by Maya. And he can help you to take you out. Because Krishna is doing two things. You can take out 11:29:6. Krishna is doing two things. One thing is sitting in our heart. Krishna is in everybody's heart, correct? Iswaras Sarva Bhutanam. You can go there first. 1861. See? He says, Krishna is saying, I am seated in everybody's heart. See that? Iswaraha. See that? Iswara means God. Sarva Bhutanam. I am the Lord of all living entities. Hirdesha, Arjuna, and I am sitting at the Hirda. Hirda means what?
Heart.
Yeah? Yeah? Correct? You understand? Huh? So Krishna is sitting in the heart of living entity and is doing two things. Huh? One thing is that he is witnessing, and another thing is permitting. So for those who surrender to him, he also does another thing. He gives you the knowledge in which you can come to him internally. Externally, he is doing through the help of the spiritual master. You know, 11:29:6. See here in this verse.
Oh my Lord, transcendental poets and experts in spiritual science could not fully express their indebtedness to you, even if they were endowed with prolonged lifetime of Brahma. For you appear in
Scroll up. Low. Scroll up.
two features, externally as the Acharya and internally as the super soul, to deliver the embodied living being by directing him how to come to you.
So externally as guru and internally as super soul.
Parma.
Yeah. So that's how he is directing. You understand? But he will not direct if you don't have a spiritual master. It's not possible. Correct? He won't direct you if you're contaminated. How? You have to surrender. Yes? So this is the program. It cannot be done whimsically. You understand or not?
Yes.
You follow now?
Yes.
You know where you're going wrong? Huh?
Yes.
Anything else? Any other question?
Follow-up question on this. So you gave us some points to identify to have a Guru Prabhu. That is agreed.
Mm.
Now I use these points and somehow find another person who apparently seem to have these qualities. So how
I
do,
didn't understand. How that?
with the points you said, we need to have a Guru,
Yes.
we need to get a guidance of a Guru. That is fine. Now I will go to some other person who apparently look like a Guru,
Mm.
and I will become serious on that. I don't know if he's bogus or not, but somehow I will find a lot of people following the person. I think he's genuine. He has a lot of good qualities, and I'll start following him. How do I differentiate? Let's say a direct example: Prabhupada and that person.
So you see, to find some, let's say you have some goal and you want to know the value and all, will you go to the coffee shop?
No.
Huh? Why you don't go to the coffee shop? You, so you have to have some knowledge, correct? See, and how to get that knowledge, you must hear first. And when you hear, the person must speak like this. Hello. Can you go to 2352? 2352. Madhya Lila. So this is how you must go to a person, you know. Purport. Can you read this, Prabhu?
According to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is the way an incarnation should be accepted. Sri Narottam Das Thakur says, Sadhu Sangha Guru Vakya Chitete Korya Aikya. One should accept a thing as genuine by studying the words of saintly people, the spiritual master and the Shastra.
Three things.
Saintly person, spiritual
Saintly
master,
person, sadhu, the guru,
spiritual
and
master,
the
Shastra.
Shastra. Okay, three things. Now we are speaking Bhagavad Gita. This is what?
Shastra.
Okay, word of God.
God.
Because you say Bhagavan Vacha. Bhagavan means who? He is speaking. So this is called word of Shastra. Okay. Then the saintly people, that means the sadhus. They also must speak. You must hear them, associate with them, and you have guru. So all three must be what you can see.
Go up.
The actual.
The,
Where are you going?
the actual center is the Shastra.
The actual center is the Shastra. That means the saintly person the guru, they must speak the
Same thing.
correct. If the Shastra says Krishna is God, I am God, and if the saintly person is saying, no, 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 you also God, then there's something amiss, correct? Yes? Yes or no?
Yes.
Huh? Can you
Yes.
accept such a person who says such a thing? If he is differing from Krishna, what he's saying, then you cannot accept that person. Yes? So you read on.
If a spiritual master does not speak according to the revealed scriptures, he is not to be accepted. Similarly, if a sa- similarly, if a saintly person does not speak according to the Shastra, he is not a saintly person. The Shastra is the center of all.
So if you go and you find some guy with long, long beard, very common, and this color cloth they have, very colorful, huh?
Yellow.
Correct? And he's speaking that no, 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 you no need to go to Krishna, you are also Krishna. Then can you accept such a person? Can? So you must know, correct? Understand, just like you must have preliminary knowledge that you cannot become God. You can only become servant of God. See? You understand? So that thing, in order to solidify, you must hear or you must read the Bhagavad Gita, and especially Prabhupada's Gita. Like he's saying, he has been around for 10 years. I mean, don't know what he was doing. And he's speculating. And he first question he asked me is, I want to be like Krishna.
No, my character wanted to be like Krishna.
You see, because there's no knowledge. Yes, then we are correcting. No, no, you cannot become Krishna. Then why? Then we showed all the proof. Yes, so that is the process. So for you to get that kind of association, it is not that you walk around with your bag shopping, you know. You understand? Are you a guru? Are you a guru? It doesn't work like you must be guided by Krishna. You understand? If you are sincere, and Krishna will bring you to the right person. But if you're not sincere, then Krishna also will lead you. If you in the heart you strongly want to become God, no, then Krishna will bring you to some people who will say, yeah, 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 you can also become God. I will teach you how to become. And then you're what? Cheated. Is it not? Yes.
Yes.
So that is important. Especially in Kali Yuga, the cheaters are many. Many, many people are good in that. In fact, everybody thinks you can become God. When you die, you become one with God. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, 2:12, never a time when you did not exist, I did not exist, nor in the future also you will cease to exist. Yes? See here in this verse.
Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be.
That means we will always be individuals. There's no time then you merge and you become nothing. That Krishna never said that here. Yes? And if someone is teaching you that thing, then that's something not right. In fact, many people teach this philosophy that you become one with God. Yes? And Krishna is saying, no, you cannot be one with me. Does he say you can become one with me? Any of us cease to be. Cease to be means what? They think you merge and you become. They give the example like a water pot, inside got air. You break the pot, the air mixes up with everything. Yeah? They say like that. But no, we are individuals, as Krishna says. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any. So past, present, future is not going to work. You understand this point? So therefore we have to understand Bhagavad Gita properly from the proper perspective. That's why Krishna says you must go and hear from a devotee. You must hear from
Devotee.
a non-devotee you cannot hear. You will get contaminated. You get what? Yes. That's Avaishnava Mukhat
Yes.
Girnam. You should not hear from the mouth of a non. It is like milk touched from the lips of a
Snake.
serpent. It creates poisonous effect. Correct? Will you drink milk touched by the lips of the serpent? You will die. You follow? That's why India, anybody keep any cup, they always cover it, no? Like this. Correct? Why they cover? For fun. What? Because in the night you don't know, you keep water, you want to drink, and then if there's a snake which came and touched it, then what will happen?
Poisonous.
Poison. So similarly, if you go and hear from people who are not devotees, whatever they say is poison. That's why we don't go and hear from them. Whatever faith you get, it will become what? Disturbed. Mayavade Bhase Sunile
Sarvanash.
Sarvanash. You hear from Mayavadis, then your mind will become disturbed. You understand? Yeah? You know what is Mayavad?
Music.
No.
Mayavadi means people who say that they will become one with God. Just now you were saying. So that is Mayavadism. It's not. It is not possible. And then this is because you are influenced with all this kind of people. You didn't go to the right source. You cannot practice Krishna consciousness on your own. It's very difficult. Yes? Yes? Can. You can do on your own. Do DIY. You know what is DIY?
Do it yourself.
Can. Can. Not possible. Okay. So you understand that question. So you must go to a devotee and then he will teach you the right thing. Devotee will always teach you that you are the servant of Krishna. Krishna also said, you become my servant. Man mana bhava, mad bhakta. He never say what? You become one with me. What he said? 2 times he said that. Hello?
9:30.
Where?
9:34.
9:34. First 9:34.
9:34.
See, he said, become my devotee, right? Man mana. First he said, think of me, right? Worship me, and then become my devotee. Correct? Hello? You see the Sanskrit? Man mana. Bhava mad bhakta. What is that? Mad bhakta means what?
My devotee.
Did he say that you become one with me? Did he say that? So read the thing.
Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Become my devotee.
Become my
Devotee. Offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me.
the same thing he repeated in 1865. Huh?
So this.
No, same.
Sorry, after that.
Again, the same thing he said, but he changed the last 2 lines. See again, man mana bhava mat bhakta, mat yaji mam namaskuru. Same 2 lines. Then, but the below 2 he changed it. How he changed it, you can see.
Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend.
See, I promise you, satyam te. When they say satyam te means what? I am telling the truth, I am promising you. Yeah? It's a very strong word actually. You understand? See how much Krishna, God himself is coming down so low to convince you, you please come to me. Yes? Understand? The words all are very full of emphasis. So you have to understand that. Because Krishna wants you to become his devotee. And everyone outside there, they treat Krishna as an ordinary person. They think all are God. Everything is God. Correct? In your school, all departments are the same. You want to study, let's say you studying what now? IT. So you go to the psychiatry lab and study there and you can study IT. Is it different? It doesn't make sense. Correct? So there is different branches, yes? But Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Understand? He is not, he is the boss. You cannot put him on the same level as Shiva, Ganesh, and all these things. It doesn't work. You understand? In fact, anyone who thinks like that, Krishna says is an offender. See? You can go. 923. Anyone who worship the others are doing in the wrong way. Yes? See?
Those who are devotees of other gods and who worship them with faith actually worship only me, O son of Kunti, but they do so in a wrong way.
Is that? So you cannot try to, there's a big problem in the Hindu so-called Hindu faith. Huh? Correct? They think that all is gone, everything is gone. Huh? Can there be in your company, let's say, can there be like in your school, there's only one, what do you call it, dean, is it? Principal, right? Can there be many principal in your school? There may be one principal, but there may be many heads of department. But heads of department and this one who's completely two different personalities. Correct? So Krishna says that I am the supreme personality of Godhead. The others are all subordinate controllers. Understand? You see here in 10:2, is it? 10:2?
Yeah.
Aham adi devanam maharishinam sarvashaha. You see that? I am the head of all. Okay? Aham adi he devanam maharishinam cha sarvashaha. You see? Translation.
Neither the host of demigods nor great sages know my origin or opulences. For in every respect, I am the source of demigods and sages.
See? So they are subordinate, you cannot. And this is the problem. And because they don't know and don't understand, they get confused. Right? They're confused, they don't know. You ask them a question, have you ever tried talking to a Hindu? Have you tried? You got perfect answers. You got perfect answers. Because they're confused. You understand? Correct? A person who is full of doubt, how you can clear your doubt? Can. You understand? So you need to clear this doubt. And Krishna said, unless you come to me, how your doubt will be clear? Arjuna said, I have now come to you, I have surrendered to you, now all my doubts are gone. Is it? 1873. See? So everything there's a way of understanding. See? You see that? But Sanskrit. Sitosmin gata sandeha. Sandeha means what?
Doubts.
Doubt. I have cleared all doubt. My doubts are cleared. Read the translation. So you go to Krishna, then all doubts will be cleared. And to go to Krishna, you cannot go and talk to him now. You have to go through the spiritual master, his representative, and he will clear all your doubts. Can you read?
Arjuna said, My dear Krishna, O infallible one, my illusion is now gone. I have regained my memory by your mercy. I am now firm and free from doubt and am prepared to act according to you,
According to your what? Hello?
according to your instructions.
Yeah, see? So unless your doubts are clear, you cannot go to Krishna. In other words, you cannot. You understand? So you cannot just simply, live like, oh, that is it. This is life. Huh? We will just go on. When I die, I will know. When you die, you will know. How you will know? You are dead already. Correct? Huh?
Yes.
Possible. When I die, I will know. Huh? How you will know? You don't know even when you're going to die. All some crazy philosophies. Yes? Correct? So any other questions? She wants the mic.
Good evening. My name is Uma. Thank you for having us today. So my question is, there's a shloka that says you need to look at all living beings
You need to
equally.
what?
You need to look at all living beings equally. A dog,
You
a
need to
dog
see all
eater.
living entities equal.
Yes. How do we humans do that in this world?
How do you do that?
Yes.
So, okay, theoretically, you must see that Krishna is situated in every living entity's heart. Yes? So, when you see that Krishna is sitting in every living entity's heart, then you will be able to show respect to everybody. Like now, if there's an ant crawling, you don't kill the ant. Why don't you do that? Because no, Krishna is sitting in the heart of the ant. Yes? You follow? So, at least in theory, you must understand that. And then by practicing and practicing, then you will see Krishna in the heart of everybody. That is the advanced platform. But preliminary, you must learn how to see that I am sitting in the heart of every living entity. In fact, Krishna says in 15:15, I am sitting in the heart, and from me come intelligence, remembrance, and forgetfulness. Okay? 7:7.
I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas.
So Prahlad was speaking, and then he was saying this verse, You can go 7:7. 32.
One should always remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his localized representation as the Paramatma, who is situated in the core of every living entity's heart. Thus, one should offer respect to every entity according to that living entity's position or manifestation.
You understand? How to do that? Then you go to 11:29. Bhagavatam 11:29. Eleven 29, 12.
With a pure heart, one should see me, the Supreme Soul within all beings, and also within oneself. To be both unblemished by anything material, also present everywhere, both externally and internally, just like the omnipresent sky.
Next verse.
O brilliant Uddhava, one who thus views all living entities with the idea that I am present within each of them, and who by taking shelter of this divine knowledge offers due respect to everyone, is considered actually wise. Such a man sees equally the Brahmana and the outcast, the thief, the charitable promoter of Brahminical culture, the sun, the tiny sparks of fire, and the gentle and the cruel.
Next verse.
For him who constantly meditates upon my presence within all persons, the bad tendencies of rivalry, envy, abusiveness, along with false ego, are very quickly destroyed.
See that? How to do this? Next verse.
Disregarding the ridicules of one's companions, one should give up the bodily conception and its accompanying embarrassment. One should offer obsolescence before all, even the dogs, outcasts, cows, and asses, falling flat upon the ground like a rod.
I guess they will think you're crazy. No? So what do? You at least mentally you offer. You understand? You know Krishna is in the heart of everybody. In this way, you get purified by meditating on the Lord everywhere. And all your bad qualities also will go away, especially envy. So this is the process. Right? Even the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also said, "I'm sitting in everybody's heart." So when you chant Hare Krishna, you will learn how to see that. Your spirit soul, and not the body. Similarly, there are so many souls. You follow? So it is practice. First the knowledge, then the realization. And it comes one thing after the other. Yes? To know that you're not the body, you must be a Madhyama Adhikari. At the higher stage, Not something cheap. It takes some time. Gradually. You follow? That's why Krishna says this 5:18. See in this verse.
The humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision a learned and gentle Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog-eater, outcast.
So you see, because he's seeing the super soul in the heart of, that's why you see everybody equal. Now what happens if you don't see the super soul and you do all big puja and all that? What happens to such a person? Do you know? Huh? What? Do you know where these verses are? Hello? 3:29. So one who does not see this, and even if he does big chanting and all that, then his whole consciousness is polluted, You can go. To 29:20 we start. Someone who is a pure devotee, you see, can you read?
As the chariot of air carries an aroma from its source and immediately catches the sense of smell, similarly, one who constantly engages in devotional service in Krishna consciousness can catch the Supreme Soul, who is equally present everywhere.
See, one is a devotee only, yeah? He can see Krishna because he understands, Krishna is everywhere. Right? That is a pure devotee. Next verse.
I am present in every living entity as a super soul. If someone neglects or disregards that super soul everywhere and engages himself in the worship of a deity in the temple, that is simply imitation.
So you don't know that God is everywhere in every living entity and you're doing big puja. That's simply what? Imitation. Next verse.
One who worships the deity of Godhead in the temple but does not know that the Supreme Lord, as Paramatma, is situated in every living entity's heart, must be in ignorance and is compared to one who offers oblation into ashes.
You know what is oblation into ash? Your fire died already. You're putting all your mantra inside there. No use. So if you don't know that God is in the heart of everybody, then your puja all is useless. You put anything in the ash, any use? Next verse.
One who offers me respect but is envious of the bodies of others and is therefore a separatist never attains peace of mind because of his inimical behavior towards other living entities.
So that you cannot attain peace of mind if you don't know that God is in the heart of. Next verse. Have you seen all this before?
You showed before.
My dear mother, even if he worships with proper rituals and paraphernalia, a person who is ignorant of my presence in all living entities never pleases me by the worship of my deities in the temple.
So if a person is doing big puja, but it ignores the personality of Godhead in the heart of everybody, he does not please the Lord at all. Next verse.
Performing his prescribed duties, one should worship the deity of the Supreme Personality of Godhead until one realizes my presence in his own heart and in the heart of other living entities as well.
So the idea of the deity worship is to come to this understanding that Krishna is the heart of everybody and also in my heart, Next.
As a blazing fire of death, I cause great fear to whoever makes the least discrimination between himself and other living entities because of a differential outlook.
So you look at the other animals and you get, you despise them, then the Lord is not going to be pleased with you. You understand? Next verse.
Therefore, through charitable gifts and attention, as well as through friendly behavior, and by viewing all to be alike, one should propitiate me, who abide in all creatures as their very self.
We go to 24 again. See, if he does not accept the super soul, even if he worship with proper rituals and paraphernalia, a person who is ignorant of my presence in all living and he never pleased me by the worship of meditation. So he cannot make any advancement. You follow? So that's a process. When you chant Hare Krishna, you learn how to understand that Krishna is present in everybody's heart. That's why we are trained. Our training is like that. You see, you cannot see, at least you understand. Correct? And by doing gradually, you will be able to see the Lord in everybody and also in your heart. And that starts with the deity worship. Worshipping the form of the Lord. Without worshipping the form of the Lord, you cannot come to this position. Understand? The people who worship the formless, it's very difficult for them to become devotees of God. That's why you see they are going on, some group are going and putting bombs, killing others, innocent people. Yes? And this is not acceptable. You can go. I think it's 1719 now. Bhagavad Gita.
Penance performed out of foolishness, with self-torture, or to destroy or injure others, is said to be in the mode of ignorance.
See that? So you cannot do these things, You cannot say that this God, I'm doing for God. What? Putting bombs here and then going out and blasting people. This is not God consciousness. Again, and the same thing is there in 18.5 also. Huh? Not 17, 18.5. 1805 or what? 25, 1825, I think. 1825, and yeah, let me see. Yeah, this is the one.
That action performed in illusion, in disregard of scriptural injunctions, and without concern for future bondage or for violence or distress caused to others, is said to be in the mode of ignorance.
Yes, what is that? That is the Taipusan thing. They are going to do this self-torture again. It is not allowed. 1756, you know. Recently, you have seen the Singapore, they all went around putting so many spears on their body. Correct? Have you seen that? And that is also said here. Okay? Can you read?
That action performed in illusion, in disregard.
I already read this, already finished. You read 17.5. So you see, just one thing about super soul, how many subjects we are covering. Huh? You have to learn how to see. If you don't see, the Lord is not going to be happy with you. And if you self-torture, also is not happy. Correct? See?
Those who undergo severe austerities and penances not recommended in the scriptures, performing them out of pride and egoism, who are impelled by lust and attachment, who are foolish and who torture
Hello?
the material elements of a body as well as the supersoul dwelling within, are to be known as demons.
See that? They are classified as what? Demons. Demons are devotees. Huh? So you see how important this is. And you don't have Shastric injunction, you don't know what the God is saying, then you will do some nonsense. It's a big event here, no? In some countries, what public holiday? Huh? Doing somewhat misbehavior. Yes? So we have to know what to do, what not to do, based on Shastra. You cannot speculate. You cannot? You follow? Is it clear about the super soul? And any religion that promote this, can you go 6:16:42? Any religion that promotes that is considered irreligion.
How can a religious system that produces envy of one's self and of others be beneficial for oneself and for them? That is auspicious about what is auspicious about following such a system? What is actually to be gained by causing pain to one's own self due to self envy, and by causing pains to others, one arouses your anger and practices irreligion.
Is that? Hello? So we have to know what to do, what not to do, and you must be guided. You cannot just do whimsically. This is not. Oh, they also got their religion. They got right to do what they want. Can. Can. This is not. You follow? Any other questions?
Okay. I think, Prabhu, I think this is not anything related to Shastric one. So this is regarding a recent video actually.
What is that again?
This is not anything related to Shastra doubt, but this is related to a video which I just saw recently. Just don't want to name him actually in this. So then, like devotees are saying, like when he started singing, and then the Mayapur deities, it's like there are some tears that is coming on and all. I was like thinking, like, and then people are like some millions of views are there. Everybody saying Jai Guru Maharaj, Jai Guru Maharaj. I don't know, like
What I know,
exactly
when the
is
deities
happening.
cry, that means something evil is happening. When the deities in the temple cry, that means somebody bad, something bad is. You understand? Deities should not cry. When Hiranyakashipu and what is his name? Hiranyaksha were taking birth, deities were crying. You can take out the verse for me. Yeah. Understand? You see that?
On 14:20.
The deities seem to be crying in the temple, lamenting and perspiring. They seem about to leave. All the cities, villages, towns, gardens, mines, and hermitages are now devoid of beauty and bereft of all happiness. I do not know what sort of calamities are now awaiting us.
Hello? They think, oh, she's singing and they are crying. Hello, please. This is what happens when you don't know scriptures. You understand? Then you get sentimentally implicated.
People are literally getting sentimental on the.
You quote this verse one,
What? Now, yeah, can. 1:14:20.
1:14:20. Put it on.
Now only I'll put in the comment, bro. Now only I'll put the
I
comment, bro.
suggest you go and read the chapter. There's many verses there.
Yeah, bro, sure.
And there's also another verse also. It's another place. I think I showed before, no? 3, I think. 3 something. I mean, they think this is fun. Deity crying. Hello? Huh? He's so pure that he is not crying, but deities are crying. But I know that when you're so pure, you start crying. That is in the Shastra. The Shastra says the more you are in ecstasy, then tears will come, hair will stand on the body. I never know that because he's so pure, you are crying. It is completely, I don't know which Shastra is that. Understand? Ah,
Yes, bro.
nonsense. What?
Nonsense.
Yes. I think it's there, Hiranyakashipu taking birth, Third canto, Diti. Anyway, we will find this one verse anyway is enough. There's so many verses. So we have to know, we cannot be sentimental about spiritual life. That's why he says what? Anything anyone speak must based on
Shastra.
Shastra. Anything not in Shastra, you should reject. You should what?
Reject.
Yes. You follow? You're not it's not something that you can cheat, This is not. Huh?
Yes, bro.
Right? Complete reverse philosophy. He is singing and the deities are crying. I've never heard this. What?
Thousands and thousands of comments.
But there's one incident when the devotee was not allowed to see the Lord. He went to the back of the temple and he was singing. So by singing, the deity turned the direction. That is there. That is in what temple is that? In Udupi.
Udupi temple. Udupi Krishna.
Yeah, he turned to give direction to the devotee. That is there. But I never heard a deity crying. Well, hello? It's complete bogus. Complete what?
Bogus.
You quote this verse and show everybody.
Sure, bro. Now I'll post
Yes.
it after.
He said when he is in ecstasy, that person gets what? Aesthetic symptom. After, what is that? Satrika Vikar. After Satrika Vikar. A kind of transformation. You follow? Not that the deities get the transformation. You sit down here and you play the kartal. What is that? Hello? Telling me stories. Understand? They think that by saying this, that the person who's singing is such a pure devotee. He can't even put 2 words in his mouth together. Let alone singing. Huh? Correct? Nonsense. This is what?
Nonsense.
Pure nonsense. Just not nonsense. What? Yes. You understand? You can set a pool there, you can cry and water will just come and you can get free water supply. What? Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
3:17:13.
Account 3:17:30 again.
1:3.
Full stop.
Again,
Cows terrified, yielded blood
the
in place
images of
milk.
gods in the temple shed tears. This is when Hiranyakashipu and taking birth. Some demons, some bad things are happening. Yeah, this will happen. I never read that some good thing are happening and that the deities are crying. I don't see any verses. Understand? Obviously, they are not reading the books. That's the point. Yes?
Yes, bro.
Trying to, what we say, incite sentimental kind of a feeling that to make the person so he is such a pure devotee. I never know anybody who disobey their guru can become pure devotee. Is it possible? Huh? If you disobey and then you start crying, what? Possible. Hello, go to 10, 12, 10. When you disobey the guru, you become useless. And becoming useless means all this aesthetic symptom will come. What? Hello? See that?
The order of the spiritual master is the active principle in spiritual life. Anyone who disobeys the order of the spiritual master immediately becomes useless.
Immediately. So if a person is useless, then the deity, of course, they are crying now. I know why. I don't know why they are crying. Because the guys become useless. Yes?
That's true.
Any other questions?
Their hearts will shatter.
I think there's one question about it. See, bro. Just below.
Hare Krishna, Hare Rama.
Just scroll down to the last part one.
Krishna Deva's devotion hub. You read a question. Tell them.
Krishna's devotion hub. There is a question from him. So ISKCON people have said that Krishna and Prabhupada favor them more as they are selling more Prabhupada books and getting more money. How do we answer this?
Who is asking this question?
Some Krishna's devotion hub. There is some account, Prabhu.
What?
No name, Prabhu. It's like some other put a different name.
So if they are selling and getting money, of course, Prabhupada also say, my books are not for selling only, My book also you must read, no? Correct? See, because they are not reading, so they are crying. This is exactly what is happening. These books are, Prabhupada say, my books are not for selling, selling and making money, you eat and sleep. You have to read my books. Yes? Correct? So whoever is there, you tell him, you should read the books rather than just selling. Because you sell, you make money for sure. Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
But the whole idea is not just selling books to train people up. Like now you came here first time. Do you think you want to come back here again? Why? You learn something, yes. And knowledge is very important. Yes. 4:24:75.
In this material world, there are different types of achievement, but of all of them, the achievement of knowledge is considered to be the highest. because one can cross the ocean of nescience only on the boat of knowledge. Otherwise, the ocean is impassable.
This is spoken by Lord Shiva. You know, knowledge is most important. Because without knowledge, you don't know, correct? You will be speculating. Understand? And Lord Brahma says, give up this speculation. 10:14:3. Jnana priyasam udapasya. Throw away all your speculation, miles away, throw it away. And what to do then? You surrender to the devotees. Take shelter of the devotees by hearing. See that? Where are you going? 10:14:3.
10.14.3.
Let me see the Sanskrit. Yeah, correct. So can you go to the translation?
Those who, even while remaining situated in their established social positions, throw away the process of speculative knowledge and with their body, words, and mind, offer all respects to descriptions of your personality and activities, dedicating their lives to those narrations which are vibrated by you personally and by your pure devotees. Certainly conquer your lordship, although you are otherwise unconquerable by anyone within the three worlds.
So in other words, you have to give up the speculative process. Jnana priyasam udapasya. You understand? And sanmukariyatam, go and hear from the realized. By hearing from them, the pure devotees, then what you get? You get devotion, you get so many things. And you will be able to conquer the Lord who otherwise is impossible to conquer. And you understand? Right? So the process recommended is to go and surrender and hear. Give up, because the mind is always speculating. We got a what? Highly speculative mind. You understand? And if you keep going on in this process, then what happens next verse? You're only going to get trouble. You're only going to get what?
Trouble.
Yeah.
My dear Lord, devotional service unto you is the best path for self realization. If someone gives up that path and engages in the cultivation of speculative knowledge, he will simply undergo a troublesome process and will not achieve his desired result. As a person who beats an empty husk of wheat cannot get grain, one who simply speculates cannot achieve self realization. His only gain is trouble.
Understand this? Yeah? So why you want to do that? Correct? So try to understand, our program is not speculative. Our program is to surrender to a realized soul and learn from him how to develop love for Krishna. Yes? You understand? And all those speculators, their only gain is what?
Trouble.
So you want trouble. Yes, Prabhu, I like trouble very much. Yeah? Yeah.
No pain.
Any other questions? No question?
So my question is, in one of the verses in the Bhagavad Gita, it says, one who does nothing is equal to somebody who does, who is in action. So inaction is also the same as action. But those who do actions in Krishna consciousness is dear to the Lord. How do you know if your actions is in Krishna consciousness or not?
How do you know you are?
How do you know whatever you're doing in life?
First thing is that you must have a guru.
Yeah.
If you don't have a guru, your actions all are bogus. Understand? Because you come from your speculative mind. So how to know when you are with the guru, how to know that? That's the next question. Yes? So when you go, you have a guru, you get three things. You know the words? Bhakti Parasano. Anubhakti, huh? You get three things. First thing you get devotion. Second thing you get experience, realization. And the third thing you get that you become detached from sinful activities. And you know you're making, there's a verse there. Can you read that?
Devotion, direct experience of a Supreme Lord, and detachment from other things.
So detachment from other things means detachment from sinful activities. You understand? Next.
These three occur simultaneously for one who has taken shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the same way that pleasure, nourishment, and relief from hunger come simultaneously and increasingly with each bite for a person engaged in eating.
So just like you're eating, you get nourishment, you get strength, and you also get free from hunger, correct? So all these things happen simultaneously. Similarly, if you take up devotional process, you get devotion, you get realization, and you get what? Detachment from sinful activity. All this, then you know you're doing right. You follow. But if you don't have a guru, this doesn't work at all. Because then you're only with your speculative mind. The mind is the guru. And the mind is the guru means what? He'll take you home to Godhead. Your mind will take you back. What? That's why then Krishna says, your mind is then why you have to surrender to me. That's now you read two verses. Correct? You would have not said those verses. No, with your mind you try. Understand? So you want to really understand devotion, then you must go and take shelter of a pure devotee of the Lord. Then yes. Right? Yes? Are you vegetarian? Hare Krishna. Forget it. You're not going anywhere but to hell. Understand? Forget. Oh, you cannot even talk of Krishna. You have to. There's no question of meat eaters getting anything near Krishna. Understand? Yeah? I'm not becoming fanatic, but that's the word of Krishna. You know where's the verse? Hello? 10, 14, 1. 10, 4, 1. Nirvittatasya upagiyamanat. No, not this verse. 10, 14, 1. Let me see. Yeah. Let me see the Sanskrit. No, not this. Not this verse. Can you see? Hello? Nirvit. Huh? 10, 1, 4. Okay. See this?
Glorification of a Supreme Personality of Godhead is performed in the Paramantra
Parampara system.
Parampara system. That is, it is conveyed from spiritual master to disciple. Such glorification is relished by those no longer interested in the false, temporary glorification of his cosmic manifestation. Description of the Lord of a right medicine for the conditioned soul undergoing repeated birth and death. Therefore, who will cease hearing such glorification of the Lord, except a butcher or one who is killing his own self?
Only those who are what? Killing themselves, butchers, they cannot hear about God. That's not possible. Understand? If you want to get to Krishna, that's the first thing you have to do. Stop this. Hello? What? Non-veg? Not only non-veg, onion, garlic, coffee, tea. You made a mistake by coming here. Isn't it? Now we have to say so many things. Correct? So that's why you have to have devotee association. Then you will get the strength to also give up this. Now called anarthas. Anartha, nirvirti. You have to give up this. Nirvirti tasya. So anyway, there's so many things to learn, you know. Krishna consciousness is a gradual process. You have to associate with devotees. 3:25:25. I see. Satam prasanga mama vidya samvido. This is the process. Associating with devotees. Yes? Chant this verse.
Thank you.
सतां प्रसङ्गान् मम वीर्यसंविदो भवन्ति हृत्कर्णरसायनाः कथाः तज्जोषनादश्वपवर्गवर्त्मनि श्रद्धारतिर्भक्तिरनुक्रमष्यति. In the association of pure devotees, discussion of the pastimes and activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very pleasing and satisfying to the ear and the heart. By cultivating such knowledge, one gradually becomes advanced on the path of liberation, and thereafter he is freed and his attraction becomes fixed. Then real devotion and devotional service begin.
Is that? Shraddha, Bhakti. Can I go to Sanskrit? Last night. Shraddha, Rati, Bhakti. You get faith, you get attraction, and then you get devotion. And this goes gradually, you know, not that today you come and tomorrow you become Narada Muni or something. What? You want to become a Narada Muni? Huh? So it goes stages by stages. You have to learn how to step by step. First step is, can you go 23, 14, 15? Adav, Shraddha. First thing is to develop your hearing, to develop the what? 23, 14, 15. Madhya.
In the beginning, there must be faith. Then one becomes interested in associating with pure devotees. Thereafter, one is initiated by the spiritual master and executes the regulative principles under his orders. Thus, one is freed from all unwanted habits and becomes firmly fixed in devotional service. Thereafter, one develops taste and attachment. This is the way of sadhana bhakti, the execution of devotional service according to the regulative principles. Gradually, emotions intensify, and finally, there is an awakening of love. This is the gradual development of love of Godhead for the devotee interested in Krishna consciousness.
So that's stage by stage. First is, can you go to Sanskrit? First stage is Adav Shraddha. Adav Shraddha means what? By hearing, you develop the faith, then associating with devotees, sadhu sangha, then you take initiation, then you done bhajana kriya. Bhajana kriya means what? You do all the rules and regulations, you know, learn to chant 16 rounds, follow all this. Then by doing that, anartha nivritti, all the dirty things in the heart will go. What is the dirty things in the heart? You don't have any, right? You're very pure, right? Huh? So the dirty things in the heart means what? Love, lust, anger, greed, envy, bewilderment, moha, and finally you become crazy, mad. This is 6. And then once you get rid of that, you develop ruchi. Ruchi means what? Taste. Chanting Hare Krishna. And then when you get taste, no, you become first, before taste, you get nistha. You get what? You become fixed up every day. Then taste. And then asakti. Asakti means you get attraction for the Lord. Attraction, and then you get into bhava. Bhava means preliminary, what do you call that? Preliminary prema. And then finally you get prema, love. Give him some prasadam. Yes, this is the stages, one thing after the other. It's not simply, some people are saying that, oh, these rules and regulation, you cannot go to God by rules and regulation. You must do spontaneous devotional service. Without following rules, how you get the spontaneous? Possible. Huh? You understand? You cannot just imagine, oh, tomorrow I'm dancing with Krishna. Can? Huh? This is nonsense, You follow? Correct? So you cannot try to do things prematurely and think that this is all you can imagine. This is not mana kalpana. Mana? Speculation, imagination of the mind. Everything starts, Ataha Sri Krishna, Nama Adi. Everything starts with the holy name of the Lord. So because people are not trained, they don't know. Correct? Yes? The good boy, this boy is coming in. Take his number down. Everybody needs association, otherwise you see, you speculate. His opening question, I want to be Krishna. You heard that?
Yeah. His director asked him to do a play and asked him to act like Krishna.
So he thought ever since then, now I want to become Krishna. Okay? How much it is contaminating? I don't know nothing about nothing. It's the problem. Without help of Guru, you cannot. There's no possibility. All right, 9:30. Any last question before? You got his number? Huh? Why he's going back? Huh? Mother call him. I thought he says he's here. Oh, he's from India, but his parents are working here, I think. 10 years they've been here. Anyway, it's nice. We can train him up. Huh? Where's the mic? You want the mic?
There's one question there. Here it is. C. Sudhir Kiran is asking, some people say Lord Venkateshwara in Tirupati has appeared in Kali Yuga and is Kali Yuga Daivam. It is true, and is it true, and is there anything mentioned about Lord Venkateshwara by Prabhupada anywhere?
There is, yes. I think it's in Madhya 21 to take the verse out. That all these deities are all there in Vaikuntha. See, and they have manifested their places. Like for example, in Mayapur, he's called Hari. In Jagannath Puri, he's called Purushottama. You understand? So in Tirupati, he's called Venkata. And then simply in Udupi, Ranganath, all are self-manifested deities, And simply the giving chance to devotees to go there and take darshan. By doing that, they get purified. You follow? They are not some ordinary deities. They are not possible. They are not. There's a verse there. You know? 9. No. 21. Not 9. You can see that also. It seems.
The purport on the verse. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu next arrived at Tirupati and Tirumala, where he saw a four-handed deity. Then he proceeded toward Venkata Hill. There, Prabhu is here. In the pursuance of his name, Venkateshwara appointed Lord Vishnu.
Read. Why don't you just read the purport?
Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has actually described the chronological order of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's visit. The Tirupati temple is sometimes called Tirupatura. It is situated on the northern side of Arcot in the district of Chandragiri. It is a famous holy place of pilgrimage. In pursuance of his name, Venkateshwara, the four-handed Lord Vishnu, the deity of Balaji with his potencies named Shri and Bhu, is located on Venkata Hill, about 8 miles from Tirupati. This Venkateshwara deity is in the form of Lord Vishnu, and the place where he is situated is known as Venkatakshetra. There are many temples in southern India, but this Balaji temple is especially opulent. A great fair is held there in the month of Ashvina, September to October. There is a railway station called Tirupati on the Southern Railway. Nimna Tirupati is located in the valley of Venkata Hill. There are several temples there also, among which are those of Govindaraja and Lord Ramachandra.
Can go to Madhya 20.
Madhya what?
2212. So you see here,
Although they all have their residences eternally in the spiritual sky, some of them are situated within the material universes.
okay, 215.
215. Lord Keshava eternally resides at Mathura, and Lord Purushottama, known by the name Jagannath, eternally resides at Nilachala.
See that? They're not ordinary deities, no, they are from the. Can you next verse?
At Prayag, the Lord is situated as Bindu Madhava, and at Mandara Parvat, the Lord is known as Madhusudana. Vasudeva, Padmanabha, and Janardana reside at Anandaranya.
This is Kerala. You know, this is Trivanthapuram. It's so long word. What? What?
The Janardana temple is in Varkala.
Yeah, but it's there in the Anandaranya. It's
Padmanabha is in Tiruvallur. Padmanabha Swami temple.
so all these temples, they are, manifestation of the Lord. They're not ordinary places. That's why you go there, you come back, you are charged. Why millions of people are going? For fun. A holiday. Huh? For purification. You understand? So powerful. That's why when you say you want to go on a holiday, you must go to these places. Not that you go to Las Vegas and what? Huh? Tokyo. What the point? You understand? Your whole idea of going on a pilgrimage is to see the deities and then get purified. See, that's why it is. Next verse also, you see?
At Vishnukanchi, there is Lord Vishnu. At Mayapur, Lord Hari. And throughout the universe, a variety of other forms.
See, all, everywhere. So anyway, so this is not, that's why the Buddhists came, they could not conquer India. The Jains, then the Muslims, then the Christians. Why they cannot conquer India? Because of the deities. You understand? Very powerful. In fact, there are many stories also. This Christian man, he was sailing and then his ship got into trouble, and then they prayed, I think, Jagannath. Then someone of the ship was saved, and he came and he donated the bell of the ship to Jagannath temple. And that's also there. You understand? Like that, there are many, many pastimes of the Lord. Because the Lord is not, it's not some kind of a wood or stone, It's God, Faith has to be there. Directly manifesting from the spiritual world. You follow? So we have to have that understanding, right? Yes. All the names are there.
That's why I say throughout the universe.
Huh?
Yeah.
There are 4 holy places in India, with 4 corners. Badrinath, Rameswaram, Jagannath Puri, and Dwaraka. These are the 4 corners. Very important places to take darshan. Anyway, those who are in India, they should take advantage. If they don't want to take advantage, then that's one thing about the India. The demigod themselves, they're praying, they can take birth because they are accessible to all these holy places. That's a verse on this thing. 5:19, you can see. So therefore, India is a very important country. The only country that can save anyone. India. Okay, anything else?
One more question.
One more question.
There's one question by the same person, C. Sudhir Kiran. Is it allowed to swallow saliva on Nirjala fasting?
I know if you drink Charnamrita on Ekadasi is not counted as breaking fast. Charnamrita, how you can live without swallowing saliva? Possible? Huh? They don't swallow. They don't swallow. Huh? So you want to become a Muslim?
How do they? What they spit it out?
So we should learn from them how to do nirjal. What? I will say big things like behind door doing so many things else.
Morning also sabu.
No question of fasting by eating meats. In fact, if you're fasting, eat meat, it is more damage to your body. Understand? Meat eaters, their poison is so much in the body. Toxin, because meat. Understand? Anyway, they have their practice. We don't want to comment on that. That is their individual thing. But we have our own. Anything else?
No, that's it.
So if you want to swallow his saliva, then you can do if you want to. I have no objection. All right, we stop here then. No? Thank you very much. Jai Grantaraj,
Jai.
Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya